With motorcycles, I've been involved. Oh, there's one there, look. Jesus. Just as I'm speaking. We just missed it. Do you see it? I'm going to get a zoom on this. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally. On this occasion, we're talking about the absolute, and I mean absolute, carnage in Thailand. And I stress that word, carnage, in Thailand. And what we're talking about is this: road traffic fatalities. You may have heard about it, you may not, but Thailand is ranked, and I just checked it before I came out, I googled it to be sure, is ranked second only to Libya. Now it depends on what source you check. You can check it, it's the 8th most dangerous country in the world for road traffic, not the most dangerous country for road traffic fatalities, but it's among the top 10 most dangerous countries in the world to go out on the road. The most vulnerable are obviously pedestrians and motorcyclists. 62, that's when I checked earlier this morning, 62 people die on Thai roads every single day. And you see, nothing is ever done about it. And that's a fact. Nothing is ever done about it. My bus there behind me, I drive in Thailand. One of the benefits of being Irish driving in Thailand is we drive on the left in Ireland and we drive on the left in Thailand. So the learning curve was that a little bit less. But having said that, you're taking your life in your hands. And I say this again, especially in Bangkok, you're taking your life in your hands driving in Bangkok, or any part of Thailand for that matter. The amount of close calls I have had, and the amount of incidents, the amount of accidents that I have had, I won't go into detail because I went into detail on them before. But I've been involved in accidents with motorcycles. I've been involved. Oh, there's one there, look. Jesus. Just as I'm speaking. We just missed it. Do you see it? I'm going to get a zoom on this. So just as I was speaking, maybe you didn't believe me, but that's the statistic in living proof. This is one of the most dangerous countries in the world to go onto the road. They're limping up now. I don't want to make it obvious that I'm filming. They might take exception to it. Luckily, he doesn't look as if he was severely injured. He's right behind me there. Luckily, he doesn't look as if he's severely injured. But that could have been a lot worse. You are taking your life in your hands. So, what more proof do you need? This was not staged, as you'll know yourself. But I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on how dangerous the roads are here. We're going to go to a place where you go when you do fall victim to a fatal accident in Thailand. It's the local temple. And one of the things about the local temples is when they have these funerals for people involved in road traffic fatalities or accidents, most of them are motorcyclists and most of them are young. And you always know it's a young person by the amount of motorcycles that are parked outside the temple. I've seen seas, S-E-A, seas of motorcycles parked outside temples. Are they arguing? They're not arguing, but they're raising their voices. I've seen seas of motorcycles parked outside temples, and when you go to check, because I have a photograph of the unfortunate deceased over the casket, it's usually a young person in their teens. It's absolute carnage. Anyway, let's leave these two to their own devices, and let's move on. So guys, we're in the local temple. This is, if you want to know where this is Wat Kunati. This is the Kunati temple in the sub-district of Kunati in Wigwam. And they have, now I'm not going to be impolite and intrude, but they're called salas, where they leave the bodies of the reposed while they're waiting for cremation. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, looks like 7. There's 7 there, and there's at least another 7 around the corner. Now there are people reposing here. You can tell by the blackboards. There's a blackboard there. Now I'm on this side deliberately because they have written the schedule for the ceremony. It takes place over a number of days, and they give the dates and what's happening and blah 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 blah. But this is where you end up. If you're here on holiday, you'll be flown back home. But if you're living here as an expat, more than likely, if you reach your demise here, this is the kind of place you end up, and this is the kind of place where you're put. There's a crematorium just beside me there. Again, I won't go into too much. I don't want to be disrespectful, but there's a crematorium just to my left, and you can't see it unless you go into the building. But I don't want to go into the building because that's the largest part of the temple. But it will show you where they leave when you're cremated, where they put you. So I'm deliberately standing a distance away because I don't want to, again, intrude or show details of who's who and what's what. But my brother-in-law's in that wall. They actually put you in the wall. So, road fatalities in Thailand, as you've seen in this video, they happen every day, 60 plus per day, and nothing is ever done about it. Now, that's not a criticism, it's just a fact. If you have an air traffic accident, an aircraft accident, and it's recognised that it's a specific fault of the aircraft, well, none of those aircraft, like the Boeing Max, whatever, Boeing 737 Max, those aircraft will be grounded until they find a resolution to the problem. But here, motorcyclists are the main cause of accidents here. The accident that we saw there, I couldn't determine who was at fault, but I could say that the motorcyclist was going around that corner at reasonably fast speed. And the other guy probably was. I don't know who was at fault. You can never tell. But the way, in my experience, when I'm driving, motorcyclists don't follow the rules of the road at all. They drive on the wrong side of the road. They cut out in front of you. They don't look when they pull out. All this, that, and the other. So there are some of the reasons as why Thailand has the worst. Has the highest rate of, second highest rate, or among the highest rates of road fatalities in the world, and you've seen it here on Alpha Omega occasionally, and on some occasion in the future I'm going to end up here, but I don't want to think about that. What I do want to think about is your support. Thank you very much for your support to the channel. Make sure if you haven't done so, click the like button, the subscribe button, the share button, do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.